Hi everyone and welcome to a book haul. Let's open the package because I'm really looking forward to these books. Oh my god. You might be surprised because one of my first videos this year was me basically reorganising this bookshelf in order to create a TBR shelf, which is right next to me. It's right here. So, you know, to prevent myself from buying more books and in order to read my TBR, finally I've got quite a few. I don't even dare to say how many unread in my bookshelf or even piling up under my piano. But, you know, I've gone 3 months without buying, well, a single book, except for one, but I'll show you in a second. And then I couldn't resist, and I ordered second-hand books, so it's made it more reasonable regarding the price, but also the environmental issue. So I'm so excited to be opening this now. I've been waiting. It arrived yesterday, and I'm so sorry. I'm like really exhausted because I just passed multiple exams this week, and the last one only a couple hours ago. So. Here we go, let's open the package because I'm really looking forward to these books. Like, always when I hear about books that I think are interesting, when I watch BookTube, when I watch Ruby Granger or Christian Jones, or see any sort of book content on social media, I always write it down or make screenshots. So you can imagine how many notes and screenshots and things I have with interesting books to read. And yeah, as I said, I couldn't resist. Here we go. And let's start with Romeo and Juliet. I ordered this one because I'm going to Verona, to Italy, with a friend of mine in a couple of weeks. And as this is a city where this very famous play is set, I thought, you know, I'd like to read it before I go. I never read it before, and this is a Oxford School Shakespeare edition. I really like the cover. It's very simple, but also I like this sort of inky illustration. And it's supposed to be like easy to follow because there are notes on the side right here and also illustrations, as you can see. Like, it looks kind of but yeah, nice. So, and yeah, as I said, the only book that I bought during these 3 months of trying to be reasonable is a Verona City Trip Guide. This is the only book that I bought during the first 3 months of the year, so I'm actually proud of myself. And I also, like, it was not like I had a book buying ban on myself. I knew it wouldn't be realistic to go like without buying a single book the entire year. But, well, what can I say? I ordered 7 books in total, but as I mentioned, they're second hand, so I paid about 40 euros for all of them, so I think that is still quite reasonable. Then next, which is also related to my travel plans, is Letters to Juliet. I do believe I've seen them from a couple of friends of mine, but it's like years ago, so I don't remember much at all. And so, again, I think I just want to know a bit more about the place that I'm visiting. Letters to Juliet, celebrating Shakespeare's greatest heroine, the magical city of Verona, and the power of love. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think this is actually, so it's not a novel, obviously, but it's about the city and about the story of Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, really curious to see what I can learn from this before visiting. So that's really, and oh my god. There is Walden by Henry David Thoreau. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name. There's this beautiful cloth bound, like it is cloth bound Macmillan Collector's Library edition, and I love these. They're so beautiful. I mean, come on, they have like the golden I'm missing the word. Anyways, and it's cloth bound, and even the paper covers around it, wrapped around it, is always so pretty. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. And the size, such a perfect pocket size, like it's just about the size of my hand, and I have small hands, so it's really like such a small and easy to carry size. This is a book that I heard about so much in different kinds of context, and I think it can be really interesting. And I'm not quite sure. I don't think this is something I'm ready to read in one sitting, but sort of step by step. Anyways, I'm so glad to be adding another book to my Macmillan Collectors Library collection. It's also like I really love reading, but I also really love books as a physical medium and how they feel and smell and look, and just the quality of the paper and everything that has to do with it. So very happy about this one too. And then next I have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I remember being in the bookstore. I always, you know why I confuse these two words, is because in French you say librairie for a bookstore, but library is where you borrow books. So like, this is so confusing. It's a false friend. And like, I saw this one in a bookstore like a year ago, so, and I remember taking a picture because I was like, I'd like to read this. And I also really like the cover. It's so beautiful. I really like those little details. You have a key and bees, and it's just so beautiful. And also I really liked, the reason I picked it up is because I've really enjoyed The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I have it right here. And I just really liked her writing, I remember. And my friend read it and she recommended it to me, and so I was like, let's just pick up another book. I didn't have enough books, right? Yeah, I'm really curious about this one. Again, I'm not quite sure that these are books I'm going to read like right now, but I once saw a post on Instagram or somewhere like on social media where it said it's like that collecting books is comparable to having a wine cellar. And you do not like buy the wine to drink it all at once, like immediately, but to have the choice to be able to pick the right wine for the right occasion, the right meal. And I feel like the same with books. You just need a variety of genres and writing styles and classics, children's books, all sorts of things to be able to pick the right one for the right time. Don't really know what this is going to be about, what the plot is, but basically I was basing my decision, my choice on picking this one up because of the author and her writing style. So I guess if you like this one, you like this one too, and the other way around. Next, there is, oh yes, I'm so excited for this one. And I'm also happy that the size of it is not as overwhelming as I thought it would be. So this is the third and fourth part in the All Creatures Great and Small series that is based on the books by James Herriot, and it is a true story based on the life of this vet living in the Yorkshire countryside in the 1930s. And I really, really enjoyed the new TV adaptation, and so I started reading the book series a year or two ago. And I have these very beautiful Macmillan Collectors Libraries editions of the first two books in the series, but unfortunately I don't seem to have more books of the series in this edition, so I had to pick another one. And this one was on sale, and it is the third and fourth book, so it's like even better, right? I think it's so, as it says, it's really charming and heartwarming and sometimes and laugh out loud funny. And I agree. I really was sort of, you know, what is it going to be like? It was in the 1970s, and I was expecting sort of more sort of, well, it is sort of slower paced, but also the writing style is not as old fashioned as I expected it to be, because like the 1770s are 50 years ago now, so kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, this is really lovely. Next I have, oh, this is so nice, The Summer Book by Tove Jansson. I really don't know how to pronounce her name. She is also the author of The Moomins, and I didn't really grow up watching this TV series or reading the books, but it's so well known, and through like I think some recommendations on social media and people enjoying The Moomins, I was curious and I stumbled upon this one. And it is about a granddaughter and like I think she's 6 years old, a 6-year-old girl and her grandmother spending a summer together on a small island in Finland. And it just sounds like the perfect sort of read, sort of slice of life, appreciating small things kind of read for the summertime. And it's also like, I'm realising, a rather small book, so it's going to be one of those that you read maybe on the journey to your next holiday. And I also find it really interesting to read books by authors that that are from countries that I didn't really read any literature of. For example, Scandinavia, I don't really think I know any. Do I know any? Like, apart from like maybe children's classics like Astrid Lindgren, I don't believe I know any Scandinavian authors. I don't think. So that is always very interesting and sort of only just slightly broaden your literary horizon. And so yeah, really looking forward to this one too. And last but not least, I only recently, like a year or two ago, discovered comics, and I never really liked them because I like to imagine things for myself and I like reading descriptions, like very well crafted descriptions and the use of words to sort of, fuel my imagination. But I discovered a French comic series that I really like, and so I was just sort of opening my eyes to this genre that I don't really know so well. And it is, and I do believe there are like translations in other languages, but I picked up in German, Ein Sommer am See by Mariko Tamaki and Juliet Tamaki. I remember being in a museum in Switzerland, I think the Comic Museum, I believe, and they have a small library where you can just browse and look at different styles and genres, and I saw this one, took a picture. As I said, I have like so many notes in my notebooks and screenshots on my phone where I gather all of these ideas and book recommendations, and I really like the style. There's also something that I struggle with is the drawing style in comics. I often am sort of confused and I'm like, I don't feel the vibe. But with this one, I actually quite liked the style, and I'm really curious. And again, it is a book set during the summertime, just like the one I showed you before. And I don't know why there's a thing this year about me not really longing for summertime because I don't really enjoy the heat, but for this sort of free-spirited, sunshiny, relaxed vibe, I hope. I'm really hoping for. Maybe because it was exam season, I'm just so tired and looking forward to my holiday on the island of Jersey. But yeah, I also got actually one new book from the bookstore a couple of days ago after one of my exams. I was like, I need to treat myself, and so my friend and I, we went to the bookstore and bought books because what else can you do to like lift your mood? And I picked up another book set during the summertime which really just caught my eye. I know you should not judge a book by its cover, but look at this gorgeous one here. Isn't it just so beautiful? And I saw the cover and I was hooked right away. And I also then realised, hold on, I know the author. And then I realised it says, it's from the author of Call Me By Your Name. And I remember reading it a couple of years ago and really enjoying his writing style, though I think I didn't particularly like some parts of the story, which is why I gave it away. Obviously, I don't have it anymore in my bookshelf. Sometimes I do regret doing this, but then, I'll have to accept the decision my past self made, so I'm okay. And so this one is also set during summertime, as you can tell from this pretty cover that really makes you want to go and go to your summer seaside holiday right away. And so this is about a group of friends who see this, yeah, well, elderly, like 60-ish year old man sitting there in the hotel all on his own, and they sort of start engaging a conversation with him and then invite him to dinner. And he seems to have this very important story to tell which will change their lives or their perception of life. And yeah, it just sounded like a very like short but sweet and hopefully life affirming book. And my battery is running low. Ah, no. So yeah, I don't know if I have much more to tell you actually about these books. I'm just very excited to have some more to choose from and to have this variety at hand. The only thing though that is going to be really hard is finding a spot for them on my bookshelf. I can still put a few in my TBR shelf, I guess, but then I believe my pile under my piano is going to grow, which is okay. But yeah, so these are all the books that I got from summer books. One that I'm reading based on the TV series, The Starless scene, Walden, and two that relate to my travel to Verona. God, I feel so tired. I'm not quite sure this video is going to make it, but if it does, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye. And I also recently finished this book. I don't think I mentioned it. I'm Educated by Tara Westover, which is a memoir by a woman who grew up in a survivalist family in the US, and her getting out of this situation of being like in a very also like violent family and getting an education and going to Cambridge and Harvard and getting a PhD, and it's such an impressive life journey. And she's only like 38 today. She's like 10 years older than I am, and it was so hard to read as well because of all the things she was going through, and still managing to build a life for herself is so impressive. And yeah, I've meant to read this for such a long time, and I'm glad I finally did, though I also have to say that I'm glad I finished it because it was so hard to digest. It took me quite some time, but I think that's okay. You know, when you read books that are sort of heavier in their sort of topic, it's okay to take your time. I'm also going to put this in my TBR shelf, actually the shelf for this year, because I'd like to see which books I read this year and which ones I have left. So I'm going to put it with the ones I read already.